Hey guys, this is RangerJoes from StarClan. Wanted to go over the Recon class. I know often you hear it called the sniper and snipers, yada yada. Um, a lot of the guys that play this class, actually, that's all they're doing is sniping. Um, I'm pretty sure this is the weakest class out of the four, but you pretty much have to be a loner. Uh, um, Most people do not have what it takes to be that aggressive sniper. This guy here, he played this really well. He was dancing the whole time, and I figured I'd put this in there. I couldn't get a shot on him here. He's behind that pole, and instead of just taking shots at him and missing, and then him realizing it and moving out, I just waited and waited. It probably took 45 seconds here just to finally get a beat on him, and he was still moving. I just had enough and finally popped off a shot and got him, so that was pretty good. But anyway, this Recon class, it's definitely not as good as it was in Bad Company 2, merely for the fact that you can't call in an artillery strike or a mortar strike, whatever you want to call it. I think it's much weaker in Battlefield 3 than it was in Bad Company 2. And for that fact, I don't play it very often. I've played it the most just for doing this video. I went through and I've used quite a few of the guns. I don't particularly like the semi-autos. They don't have the range that you typically need to be a sniper or for recon. Like this shot here, this is a pretty good shot, and you just wouldn't be accurate enough with the semi-auto. You're going to get off a lot of rounds, but you're not going to hit them. So I like the L96. The SV98 I'm not real good with, and say with that JNG90, I think that's the Chinese sniper rifle. The M98B, that one's good. I like that. But my favorite by far is the M40A5. With the 8 power scope. I did try it with the 12 power scope, and it just wasn't having as much success with it, so I went back to the 8 power. As recon, especially in here, the biggest problem I see with this class is you don't really fit in with the squad. So you're pretty much a loner. And you're going to find a spot and make your shots. And in this map with the Gulf Oman, it's pretty much a sniper duel between the two sides. Everybody wants to get up on that construction site and use that, but you're really at a disadvantage because as soon as somebody comes in there from the other side, you're not paying attention. You're looking through the scope, and you're either going to get knifed or shot pretty easily. I wanted to also go over the perks for this, the tugs, the SOFLAM, and the MAV. The tugs is pretty much useless. I don't use it. The MAV's okay because it'll show enemy in the area, but I typically only use that on the infantry maps, and on these armored maps I'm going to use the SOFLAM. Now the trick with the SOFLAM is to make sure that where you place it, you are not going to be too close to it, because those vehicles are going to be getting that SOFLAM locked on them, and they're going to be looking for it, and they're going to be gunning for it, so everything's going to be shooting at you. But if you can get a good lock on vehicles and guys are carrying the RPGs or the small or the Dragon for that fact, they're going to be getting good shots on them, especially the Jeeps, because they have nothing to give them a warning. They're just driving around, and they're going to have a missile coming right up their tailpipe. So on these maps that have vehicles, definitely use the SOFLAM. These cranes here are good places too, because you can get in the prone and hang over and not be seen that well. Everybody's expecting snipers to be up in those construction buildings, so pick your spots. There's some good spots on the ground, especially around some of the bushes or the trees, and you're pretty much doing your counter sniper. That's what you're going to be doing here. You're not going to help out your squad immensely. Spotting is probably the next biggest thing that you're going to do as recon. If you're up on the crane or in the building somewhere where you can get a good sight across, the hotel is another good one. You should be hitting that Q button and spotting for your team, because all the guys in the LAVs and the tanks and the helicopter, you getting those spots for them, it makes life so much easier for them. And that's what your job is. You are the eyes and the ears of your team. In real life, there's a lot of different missions for the sniper or the recon. They may not ever shoot their rifle. They're just out there, eyes and ears, and that is it. Typically, they would want to take out your leadership of the enemy. But in the game, that's pretty much useless. You're not going to get that. So here, your best thing you're going to do is to spot for your team, get the SOFLAM on the vehicles, and counter sniper. That's basically what you're going to be doing here. So here it is. I put together a few videos. I'd say above average with the sniper rifle now. I was having a tough time at first because I just don't play it. But it's kind of boring for me. You're really not into the main battle, and you don't get as many kills. And depending on which game, it can be pretty tough. You can do pretty well, and then you can stink it up too. So there it is. I didn't have any video for any of the infantry maps because you're more of an aggressive sniper. Unless you have the other team pinned down in their spawn, it just isn't fun for me, so I don't play it. If it was like Bad Company 2 and you could call an artillery strike, I would consider it, but it's just not fun for me. But I wanted to put this video together. I wanted to show what you can do as a recon. You're going to get your shots, but you're more important to your team spotting. It's not fun. It's not a lot of points, but that's where you're going to get that's where you're going to make your money, and that's where you're going to help your team out the most. So I wanted to put a little bit of SOFLAM. You can also spot with the SOFLAM, and as you can see right there, it didn't take long. They wanted to take it out, but you can find a couple spots and you can do pretty well with it and get locks on vehicles, and you can take them out pretty quick, whether it be aircraft or ground vehicles. So there it is. I have some video here. There's another, I don't know, four and a half minutes of just some recon play. Make some comments. You can put them below. Add or disagree with what I have. Typically, I look for these recon guys hiding somewhere and give them a little cold steel and take their dog tags. And I must admit, it happened to me a few times because you're just not paying attention. You're looking down that scope. So I had a couple good shots. I didn't have any video, but I actually shot the pilot out of the UH-1 on this map, and it was pretty good. I think it was half luck. I took probably 3 shots at him, and on the last shot I got him, and that's always rewarding. So here it is. I had a couple times where these support guys, they put the C4 on the Jeep and go around and jihad Jeep and try to blow up our vehicles, and I missed him there. My bad. But I have shot them a couple times while they're driving around, and you hit that explosive on there and it blows them up, and that's kind of cool. But there it is for what it is. There's some video. I tried to show how not only do you spot your enemy or vehicles, but you can also spot their mines that are sitting out. That's a lot of help to a vehicle that's coming into a flag, and they can see that there's mines laid down there just because you're looking down and spotting that for them. So you can be a lot of help to your team. but it's not really a lot of fun because you're not in the main battle. You're not in that main push to get those flags. So here we are. I think all of these shots that I have is Gulf of Oman, mainly because I wanted to have a map that had it all. It had the vehicles, it had the infantry, and it also had the aircraft. If I did this on, say, the Metro map, it would even be more boring, I think. See right there, I got a good lock on him. And it's up to the rest of your team to get those missiles off. So there's just a couple minutes here. We'll be wrapping this up. Definitely, if you like these videos, check out my other videos and subscribe, comment below, give me a thumbs up. I don't make any money at this. I'm not aligned or hooked up with any other groups. It's just all me, all for fun. So here we go. Even got a pistol shot there. Happens from time to time. I'm chasing this guy down. The Recon guys should be able to run a little faster than, say, support, definitely, because they're carrying machine guns, carrying more equipment and ammo. This guy here is he is an engineer. He's carrying a rocket on his back. I should be able to move faster than him as a sniper. So there it is, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Move out and draw fire, and I'll see you on the battlefield.